I knew that you were a gracious God and merciful, slow to anger and abundant in steadfast love and relenting from disaster. Now therefore, Lord, please take my life from me, because it's better for me to die than to live. What? And this is where we realize the awful truth that it is not enough to simply know about God. You could have sat in Bible class from kindergarten to 12th grade, sat in Sabbath school, gone through Pathfinders. You could answer every question, draw the 1844 chart, been on a first-place Bible experience team, know all of the answers, but not know the way, the truth, and the life. It is not enough to simply know. What I want to know, you graduates, is not how you did in your Bible class, filling out those worksheets, answering those tests. What I want to know is what impact did that make in your life, in your heart, and when you interact with other people? What impact does it make? That's the test. What kind of person does the truth make you in your heart? It's not enough to know. Dare I say, you have to show. And so I love this. Because God starts to reason with him. Is it right for you to be angry? And he just stomps off. He sits down, and all of a sudden God decides to be nice. Little plant up over his head. Nope, never mind. Plant comes down. Right? And Jonah gets mad about the plant, and he and God get into an argument at the end of the book of Jonah. And in Jonah chapter 4, Jonah's angry and God's trying to reason with him. And so God speaks and Jonah answers. And God speaks and Jonah answers. And God speaks, and how does Jonah answer? After God says in Jonah chapter 4 and verse 11, should I not pity Nineveh, that great city in which there are more than 120,000 peoples who don't know their right hand from their left and also much cattle? How does Jonah respond when God is trying to reason with him? Shouldn't I be merciful with those people? How does Jonah respond in Jonah chapter 4 and verse 12? Somebody, you're there, right? Jonah chapter 4 and verse 12, how does he respond? There is no answer, right? Anybody's Bible have a Jonah chapter 4 and verse 12? If so, see me after church. We might need to talk about what translation you're using. There is no Jonah chapter 4 and verse 12 because it doesn't matter how Jonah responds, because the story of Jonah is not about Jonah, it's about God's efforts to seek and save the lost. The book of Jonah ends exactly where it needs to, after a revelation of God's character. He is the main character, the star, the point of the book of Jonah, and it stops exactly where it needs to.